essay on a brief interview with Hideous Men by David Foster Wallace.
The River Between.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Fate by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
E.H. White's Once and Future King.
A Soldier of the Great War.
Jane Eyre.
Siddhartha.
A Separate Piece.
Inquiry Concerning the Principles of Morals.
Moby Dick. First, it was the book that I had most recently finished.
I think I chose this book because I was conflicted about how people interact with each other.
I felt like a little bit of pressure to write on like a book that has a lot of recognition.
It was the first book that I remember reading that really felt like much more than just a story.
I kept thinking about it more and more as I went on throughout the rest of my years in high school.
It really altered how I conceived of the world.
I see myself in a lot of the characters. I think the hardest thing about it is the first sentence, actually.
I think it was hard just knowing where to start.
It was hard to just sort of like to sit down and to say like, this is what I want from the school that I'm going to.
I had a hard time expressing the sort of wonderment I felt when I had encountered this book.
It was just choosing something to write about.
Because there's so many books, especially if you're applying to St. John's, that you read. So I think just picking, like, this was the book I'm going to like make like who I am for St. John's.
I think if I could give myself advice if I was applying again, I would say write more.
I think I will advise everyone to apply as soon as possible.
It's very valuable to give yourself enough time to actually let the book sink in. I don't think I did that.
Keep rewriting drafts. First time it was a mess, and the second time it was less of a mess, and by like the third or fourth time it was something refined and actually worth writing.
Know that St. John's is right for you, and don't worry about the application process. It's really not that difficult.
Don't be afraid to be honest.
What you want to write and what the school wants you to write should coincide and be the same. Give yourself some space to breathe and think. Let your mind rest and then see where it takes you.
I would not be scared of it.
At the end of the day, especially with St. John's, you should just be who you are.
I think that if you enjoy talking to some sense where you want to have human interaction and connections with people, you should come here. St. John's, you can just walk up to someone and be like, hey, how's your seminar? And somebody will come up with an answer. And I think that that's kind of beautiful.
I guess that's the whole reason I'm at St. John's, actually, is just because I wanted to learn how to hear myself and how to hear other people see things through different lenses, put them all together.